smells like my size.
Assalamualaikum guys, selamat kembali ke channel Low Effort Opinion. I'm your host Brother Zain. And hari ni aku nak review satu filem di mana genre dia bukan jenis genre yang aku biasanya minat. However, bila aku tahu siapa director yang buat movie ini, aku rasa macam I want to give it a try on this genre sebab he is one of my favorite Indonesian director of all time wey. Lagipun aku dengar audience reception and rating terhadap movie ini memang gempak gila babs punya. So yeah, tanpa membuang masa lagi, here it is guys, a movie review of 2026's Ghost in the Cell. Directed by the one and only Joko Anwar, Ghost in the Cell ini merupakan sebuah filem horror komedi. In case korang tak tahu, akulah orang yang paling anti horror komedi sebab aku suka kalau horror, kalau komedi lah. Aku tak suka dia bercampur, and so far belum ada movie yang successfully buat aku appreciate this blend of genre. But adakah Ghost in the Cell berjaya memenangi hati aku as a good horror comedy film? That is what we will be discussing about today. Movie ini mengisahkan tentang our main character Dimas, seorang writer di mana pada suatu malam bos dia mati secara tidak wajar dan dia telah wrongly accused of killing him. Setelah masuk ke penjara, Dimas bertemu dengan beberapa orang kenalan baharu di sana. Tetapi semenjak kemasukan Dimas di penjara tersebut, kes kematian tidak wajar ini mula berlaku dan meningkat secara mendadak seolah-olah mengikuti Dimas ke mana sahaja dia pergi. Dan tragedi ini menyebabkan Dimas and his new friends terpaksa berjuang untuk menyelamatkan nyawa mereka sendiri and to solve this paranormal murder mystery in the prison. There you go guys, itulah sedikit sebanyak synopsis plot Ghost in the Cell. Now let's get to what I like and what I don't like about this film.
Now, I tell you what, I like you and I want you. Now we can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way.
Okay, the first thing that I like about this movie is the soundtrack. Me personally, aku rasa macam soundtrack from the start of the movie up until the end credit, semuanya ngam, semuanya cun. Every OST fit this film. Especially OST yang dimainkan waktu the introduction of the prison guard yang dimainkan oleh actor Bron Palare. Speaking of Bron Palare, I really like his casting as the evil prison guard in this movie. Dia berjaya memainkan watak prison guard yang menacing to not only the audience but also the main characters in this film. Definitely a great performance by Bron Palare. I'm glad that he is returning to work with Joko Anwar once again for this film. Next, I like the color grading and the use of light in this movie. Kalau scene dalam gelap, dia tidak terlalu bluish, and kalau waktu siang, especially outdoor in the prison vicinity, we get to see how ugly and yellowish everything is. Seolah-olah to show the audience that the situation of being in prison is not beautiful and colorful, but it is rather muted and mundane. I really like the way that they use color grading to enhance scenes in this movie. Also, some scene di dalam bilik penjara, occasionally akan ada a brilliant use of light yang terpancar dari jendela yang kecil, as if it is a mini spotlight that lights up the small cell enough for it to look cinematic. Next, I like that bila main character kita first masuk ke penjara, he was taken and guided by some of the main character prisoners. And this movie takes time to introduce everyone in the group to not only our main character Dimas, but also to the audiences and feed us necessary information about each individual in the group. The reason why aku suka yang ni, because throughout the movie up until the third act, everyone's backstories and past experiences are useful to the plot. For example, yang bekas scammer, dia pandai tiru suara orang melalui phone call. Prisoner yang anak kepada seorang bomoh pula, dia dapat tengok paranormal activities yang berlaku di dalam penjara. And watak bekas pensyarah pula, dia pandai berfilosofi sampai membuatkan orang jadi emotionally challenged by his speech. So yeah, everyone's past experiences is not only relevant but also contributes to the story in a fun and clever way. Next, I like that this movie actually ada banyak tema sebenarnya, and every tema berjaya dimasukkan ke dalam movie ini tanpa rasa disconnected. Ada tema agama, ada tema mengawal emosi ataupun marah, ada tema corruption, and ada juga tema persahabatan. And setiap tema are cleverly used as either comedy sahaja or the main thing that drives the plot of this film. Next, I like the gore in this movie because it looks not only realistic but also visually stunning. Aku suka cara dia orang connect the plot line of this mysterious paranormal entity dengan how the visual of everyone's death look like. Almost every death in this movie is very artsy, gore, and creative. Almost like a majestic sculpture that you admire even though you know you weren't supposed to look at sebab you know it's gore. But yeah, I love the artsy gore visual in this movie. One more thing that I like about this movie is of course the comedy. Tak mungkin lah cakap pasal horror comedy tanpa bincang pasal the comedy itself. I didn't expect this movie to have a good comedy yang betul-betul lawak. Aku expect movie ni akan jadi cringe way sebab usually that has been my experience watching horror comedy in the past. Cringe, unfunny and unenjoyable. But thankfully not this movie. I even have to admit that this is probably the most fun I've ever had watching a movie this year. Sumpah wey, really didn't expect Joko Anwar to nail it on every jokes in this film. Some jokes are classic prison joke macam don't drop the soap lah apalah. But some are also cleverly done and it is delivered when I least expect it as the audience. And that is all that I like about this movie. Now let's get to what I dislike about this film.
That shit is fucking trash, dog. Get the fuck off the airway.
Ada satu sahaja ya benda yang aku tak suka sangat lah pasal movie ini. Aku tak tahu kenapa, but during the third act, basically ada dua orang watak yang tidak penting. Dia orang mati, but for some reason the CGI quality of their death went downhill way. Throughout this movie kan we are spoiled by the beautiful and visually stunning deaths from the start. Tapi tiba-tiba scene ini the CGI is very bad, almost as if they ran out of budget on this one. Now, adakah CGI yang buruk ini affect the story? Absolutely not. But I just had to point it out as the only thing that I dislike about this film. Okay guys, that is all that I like and that is all that I dislike about this film. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first movie yang tak ada honorable mention for me because honorable mention is basically benda yang aku tak tahu nak like ataupun nak dislike. But for this movie, everything is clear. Benda yang aku suka, clear. Benda yang aku tak suka pun clear. So yeah, tidak ada honorable mention for this episode. So, Ghost in the Cell, I would rate this movie a 10 out of 10. It is a perfect horror comedy movie, fun, entertaining, thrilling, visually stunning, and of course, enjoyable. Aku nak bagi props ya to the director Joko Anwar for successfully winning my heart on this one. Aku tak sangka Joko Anwar, director yang selalu buat movie horror yang serious, dapat arahkan film horror comedy yang betul-betul fun and entertaining. I appreciate it, and now that we've had this fun, I am incredibly looking forward to his next horror movie. Kalau tak silap aku, the long-awaited sequel of Pengabdi Setan 3 is on the way as the time of the recording of this video. And that is all for today's review of 2026's Ghost in the Cell. Apa pendapat korang guys? Do you like the movie? Will you go see it? Like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next one. It's been your host Brother Zain and I'm out. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace out.
There's one kid that he was on the toilet, he was shitting, and dude came in there with a knife and said, "Turn around, don't even wipe."
I beg your pardon?